All right, so getting back into this. Yeah, so this is just a jumping back into it kind of thing. It is like right now 10:55, and I was having a drink and a cigar, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back into a podcast again. So yeah, if you see like fish eye kind of scenario, this is a webcam. I plan on updating this. So this is in the future when I get them in. I'm gonna have this be a bit more. Oh, let's see, back and forth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a podcast where, and this is gonna sound funny, where I interview myself, and I just realized I don't have this damn thing plugged in. So let me plug it in. Let's see here if this will work. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I don't know if that does anything, but I have everything connected to it. So hopefully that works. Anyway, that was weird. So what I want to do is I want to have a podcast to where I'm not interviewing myself, but it's almost like I'm interviewing somebody else, but it's me. So it's going to be weird. So I'm going to have myself, man, I'm really itchy for some reason. I'm going to have myself sitting at one side of a table, and then on the other side of this table I've got in front of me right here, I'm going to have myself at one end, and then I'm going to provide myself with questions, not just questions that are easy to answer, but they're going to be actual questions, like probably up to date topics on what's going on in the world. Like I don't know, recently, like Disney's got this whole thing going on about they have a huge queer agenda, so probably talk about that. Stuff that's going on around the city where I live, which is in Greenville. Um, Anything else like that. Just up to date topics, or just something that's going on in general. Like if somebody has a question and they want me to answer it, I'll 100% answer it. So, I just want to be able to respond to questions that aren't just like, "Oh, what's your favorite color?" or what did you do this weekend? Like I want to actually engage questions, not with my own opinion, but like with an actual interaction. So it's going to be a bit scripted to the point where it's going to be organic, but it's going to have this feel of like you don't know what's going on. So, oh, excuse me, I've been drinking a beer here. I'm not sponsored, so this will probably change every time I podcast. So probably not though. I buy the same beer all the time. And it could be whiskey. Who knows? So yeah, this is going to be more of like a what is he doing? Like it's literally stone thoughts. So it's going to be me getting the thoughts of general day to day topics. So like for instance, I'm going to provide myself with a question of like, so what's your thoughts on Ukraine? And I will film it myself asking the question on one side of the table, and then I'm going to look at myself and then be like, "Well, what's your thoughts on this?" And then I will ask myself that question and go and then give my answer. So then what I plan on doing, and I don't know if this is going to work, I got to test it. So if it doesn't, this is the setup we'll be doing. I'm going to switch it so it'll be a bit more just better. But I'm gonna do it to where I don't even know how to say this. It's gonna be weird. Nobody else does this that I know of. Granted, I did a 10-minute search and I didn't see anybody else that does this. I know people interview themselves or they ask themselves questions or they get questions asked, but it's not by them. So it's like they're interviewing themselves, but they're not. So this is going to be more of I'm actually asking myself a question, but it'll be a question that I will have a or two-sided answer to. So like the Ukraine, as I'll give that as an example. Um, I'll give my own 2 cents on it, and then I'll also give the other side of the point, and then I'll have myself give a response to it or an objection to it. So I'll be like, oh well, what, like that's not how that's gonna go, or I'll be like, oh, did you see the thing about so and so the other day? And I'll be like, oh well, no, I didn't. Can you tell me a little about it? Like, oh, I think I saw a little bit of it, but I don't have the full idea. And it's just talking about it. So I mean, it'll be an interesting experience for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting to get back into my podcast again, but I recently moved. Well, not recently, but it's been about 3 months now. oh, excuse me. I moved to Greenville and for my new job, and I love it so far. It's friggin' awesome. But yeah, so that's what I'll be doing, and this is just an introduction to that. So be like, hey guys, this is what I'll be doing from now on. I'd want to do it at least once a week. Uh, what day I have no clue. I don't know when I'm going to upload it or when are we going to do it. That's all in the plan. I do plan on actually having guests on. Whether they show up or not is another thing. Um, it's completely debatable. We will see. Uh, I don't know who to get as guests. It could either be, I don't even know, like my coworkers or like one of my friends who yeah, I have a friend, Jake. I'm not even sorry. Won't name names. I won't name drop. But anybody, I had to give myself a few seconds. But yeah, I'll probably have a friend on who does another podcast, uh, and probably have him on and be like, "Hey man, how you been? Blah blah blah." I might try to do a Zoom call as or Zoom, Skype, whatever you want to call it. Google Meets. There's so many other platforms now for that, but I'll probably have people on that way. So we'll see. This is all a learning process. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, and this is gonna be really short. This is just meant to be an update. So um, for anybody who's listening in on this or watching this, and if you have questions you want me to ask or questions you want answered, just let me know. Reach out to me. Um, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm definitely on LinkedIn or not LinkedIn. I mean, I am on LinkedIn, but I have a podcast page on Instagram that I will have up. I don't know if I have anything on it. Let me see here. Stone Thoughts. Yeah. It's just called Stone Thoughts Podcast, all lowercase. Um, I've got one follower. That was my friend Brian. And I do have actually a link. Well, not a link. I don't think I have a link for it. Yeah, see, at the time when I posted this, I didn't know about links in Instagram. So I have a link in there, but it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to edit this so that way you can actually get the link to my podcast. I'm going to have the YouTube link on there. I'm going to have the what other link if you want to listen to it. It's going to be on Spotify, or no, it's on Spotify for sure, and it's on podcast, like Apple Podcast. I'm fairly certain. Let me check real quick while I talk about it. So it's called Stone Thoughts. I do have one with my friend Brian on there. Uh, Me and him literally just shoot the shoot the crap, and yeah, it's on there. Look at that. It's on there. Stone Thoughts. You can't see it, but it's this one right here. So I thought it was funny. The cover art is literally just stones with a thought bubble, and it says Stone Thoughts. So I thought that was funny. Um, yeah. So we will see how it goes from here. So this is just an update. So thanks for listening and watching.